Senator Gray. Wonderful, wonderful. More applause. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Yes, wonderful to be here for all this masculinity. Wonderful. You know, it's so good here to be here, and thank you for having me here to share in masculinity. I want to thank you for having me here as part of this program and for validating me. You know, all along this campaign trail, to be your representative, to represent you, the people. I've had the chance to speak with so many of you who work with so many of our young boys. And I hear what matters to you, what's important to you. I've heard the voice of the people, and I'm happy to celebrate those things that we so clearly hold true, those things that represent who we are as a people. I turn on the television every morning, and I see exactly where the country is heading. It's so good. It's so good. Have you heard the voices of the people? They have been ringing loud and clear from coast to coast, and we cannot ignore them. We need to heed them. We need to heed the voices of the people and do what's best for our children, especially our young boys. We need to act in their best interest. This earth that we tread over is not what it once was, but it can be. We can actually work together to return it back to where it once was, to a time when the natural law and order of the land was fully understood, when there was no question of who belonged to where or what belonged to who and why we implemented those standards of living. It's imperative to moral greatness of who we are, the superiority that we actually possess, and the ability to keep everyone in line, in their own place. And this worked so well for so many of us, my friends, but we need to work on this. We've got to help our young men who are out there. We need to elevate them and show them things they should be seeing and put away those things that shouldn't be on display. You know, vulgarity and the negative ways of thinking, the attacking and pulling people down. That's not what we're about. We're not about dismissing and mocking. We're about returning back to God's great land when it was right and pure, when great men ruled and guided us on a pathway toward a more proper way of living. If we don't heed that thought process, my friends, I don't know if we're going to be able to look our grandchildren in the face and let them know we had a chance to improve their future, and we let it slip away. We have to make the world better for them. And if you keep your eyes closed to the truth, you'll never be able to understand what we need to do to really make great change. Our society is in moral decay. We need to address it. We need to do something about it because our children are watching. And it's up to us to set the correct example for what should be seen and heard, for us to model behavior that is proper and respectable, because when their role models are incorrect, they then begin to pull society down with them. I mean, look at the niggers. And it's okay, my friend. We've totally changed what we can say in election nowadays, so it's all good. The niggers have ruined us, you know, with their rap and music and their hippity hop. I know you find this funny, but it's really not. So I hope you'll focus. Thank you, I appreciate that. They've ruined us, their music, their language, their clothing. There was a time when we had them in their place. They understood exactly what their purpose was, and they did what they were told. Do you remember that? I do. And I want it back for our young men out there. We need to return to a time when great men like President Nixon were guiding us towards the future the way it was meant to be. That's what we need. Strategies to set us straight. We need to educate today's young people because there are too many distractions, too many falsehoods. Black Lives Matter. To who? I mean, I don't know who they actually matter to. I mean, they all seem to kill each other. Have you noticed that? They're really sort of a subspecies, and we need to go back to that line of thinking. We need to go back to how we used to think about them, because I truly believe our initial instincts were correct. They talk about being shot and shooting all the time. I think we're helping them, if you ask me. If you really want to know the truth, I think we're helping them by getting rid of the bad ones and taking care of the good ones. And some, I suppose, are good people. But between us, we know that they're just niggers draining society's resources. This is America, and the America I want to see is where the good people like you stand up and do the right thing. So thank you for being here today. We need to prepare a future that is right for everyone. Not faggots everywhere and these transistor people. Again, I know you will find this amusing, but these are serious times again. You know, there was a time where I never heard of transistor people until this year. And not on TV, not in the movies, not in real life. They weren't seen, and the world was a better place for it. Now they're everywhere. You know, every time I turn around, we're bombarded with images of men on men and women on women, and it's disgusting. And children don't need to be exposed to that. Children should never see that, and children would never be that if we didn't give them that option. They spread disease and sleep with thousands and thousands of people in their lives. I've heard about it. I know how these men are. It's disgusting. You know, studies have shown that the average gay man sleeps with approximately 200 people every month. It's sickening. President Reagan was correct in not mentioning their names or the filth that they were spreading. They deserve everything that happened to them, every single one of them. And that's not me speaking, my friends. That's God. God inflicted that disease upon them and got rid of so many of them. And who are we to stand in his way? I say we should look back with glory and wonder at the majesty of his work. Because God makes no mistakes. He creates true men the way men are supposed to. That's what this election cycle is about, my friends. And I'm glad that you're here and that you're in agreement with me. You'll notice that the Indians are practically gone, and they were savages anyway. We all know that. We've seen the paintings from those days. They were so accurately portrayed in all of our history books. They were savage, vicious, undemocratic people. You know, they made a goodwill gesture to turn this land over to us, and then they reneged on their word. And I can't accept that. I can't be sympathetic towards people who would, go back on their word like that. But I'm grateful that our ancestors, our great founders, understood the importance of this land and pushed those redskins to the outer reaches where they belong. Because this really is our land. This land was made for you and me. Niggers, faggots, Indians, transistor people. It's enough. Enough is enough. These are not the issues that I care about. I hear it every day over and over as I travel this great land and meet wonderful people like all of you who are gathered here to celebrate men. You know, it's your presence that keeps us going. I can't imagine where I'd be without all of you here. It feels like the air is changing. And in just a few short days, we're going to turn the corner to live the way that we want, the way that we're meant to be. You know, to return back to the good times, 50, 100 years ago. The happy days, when men were men and women were comfortable in their place. You know, the way it was meant to be. The great messages I grew up with. That's what's missing, my friends. We need good messages and helping people understand what a wonderful world would be if they all stayed in their place. Don't you love that song? I love that song. What a wonderful world. You know, you all could have been out anywhere else, but I thank you so much for being here today. You chose to be here, and I thank you for it. You know, I thank you for having me here because every time I speak and you show up, you give me life, you know? It lets me know that there are enough of you out there who believe in me for me to keep going. There was a time, not so long ago, when I thought it was over. I mean, I'm being honest with you here, folks. There was a time when I thought I was completely done. Me, my friends, my family, everyone who thought like me. I thought that we were done and we were finished, but you brought us back. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You gave a chance for our voices to be heard. And I visited some of these schools and I see the young children paying attention to the words that I'm saying, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to know that I have a direct connection to the youth of tomorrow. But some of these schools, my friends, I don't know. I worry about them. They're falling apart, and we've got to figure out how to help them. There's a elementary school that I went to, and it's really in need of repair. The schools are just falling apart. They're collapsing, literally. You know, little children trying to learn their ABCs and pieces of plastic just fall on their head. The schools are they're really a mess. Our schools are a mess. It's the tragedy of our inner cities, and these schools, they can't afford to fix anything because they have no money. And if they try and go outside and cross the street to, I don't know, maybe steal a ladder from the hardware store to fix things, they may end up getting shot. It's just very hard for them. But I'm here to help, especially the young men. I want to do my part. I'm suited up and ready to hold up my end of the bargain because I love this country too much. I love this land too much to see it fall apart. To see these people use political correctness to hide behind the real truths of what we're facing today. It's a sad day in America. A sad day when the concerns of hardworking people like yourselves, those of you who are here to uphold masculinity. It's hard when you're out there trying to make ends meet and you have all these distractions that come on the television, all these conversations about women's vaginas and who has the right to touch them. This is not what the American people care about. Women's vaginas don't matter. This is not any area of concern, nor is it something we should discuss in public. There are much more important issues to focus on, and I know you understand that. That's why you're here. I know you good people want to communicate to the children, especially our boys out there, of the greatness that still lies ahead for them. It's hard for boys, And they're out there, especially our young men at war, they're in these very dangerous, muscular situations. Walking around with these big guns. I know from big guns, but that's another conversation. These are the things that people care about. Not women's vaginas. And honestly, I hate to even say that word. It shouldn't be discussed publicly. The children might be hearing this. I know you understand where I'm coming from. But all that aside, this is about you. You, the people, who are here, who came today because you wanted to uphold masculinity. You are the ones who matter. And I want to thank you for having me here today as part of your program, for validating me. It means so much. I was saying to my team last night, it's such an honor to be asked to share my thoughts on what kind of leadership we need in the world today. The potential is there to really change this country. It's actually in your hands. It's in the hands of every person in this room to change this country. In just a few short days, we're looking forward to you doing what's correct to march us forward into the way things are supposed to be, where our country is standing tall on the world stage, commanding respect, taking ownership, making a comeback, making the world good for our young boys out there, because it's not easy to be. After decades of just talking about it, we're going to do it. We're going directly to the people and letting them know that we're going back. We're going back to what made us leader in the world. Back to what made us wonderful people. Back to those good times where everyone knew exactly where they belonged. And when that happens, the American people are going to stand tall, stand together, and there's nothing that can get in our way. So onward, upward, continue to celebrate masculinity. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless the United States of America. Thanks.